Ask you about like you guys praying to a rock.
Praying to Allah, right?
But I didn't see you guys facing Allah or
but
looking.
you can't see Allah.
Okay.
You cannot see God, right? So this is how He wants us to pray. He wants us to face the Qibla, which is in Saudi Arabia, and which is this direction, facing this way.
So
Muslim,
He wants you to pray to a rock.
No.
It's like
it's a central spot where He wants everyone to
What's
meet.
at that central spot?
It is the 4 cubic house, the Kaaba.
It's like a mosque.
And what's in it?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's empty.
It's
Nothing?
just building, yeah.
And what's like on the side of it? Nothing?
It's the carpet.
Yeah, it's
Just
like
carpet
the big
covering
black
the-
curtain kind of thing.
So like what is that?
This is the house of Allah. Like He built it so that we can face toward it to worship.
And there's no rock?
No,
there?
that rock holds no significant value in the sense that it's just
you're talking about that
sense of
little
direction.
tiny rock on the side.
Yeah, it's
That
a
has
tiny...
that has nothing to do with anything.
It's just a central direction everyone faces. So imagine
Why
because the
that
Kaaba-
central direction?
Because this is actually the center of the world, the Kaaba. So everyone around the world is praying facing that house.
Isn't the world like a globe though, so that we're actually at the center right now?
I don't understand the question.
We're not at the center of the world now. If you draw a straight line from this point to the furthest point, from this point on this, which way would that line go? A straight line from here
It's
to...
like this, right? It's like this. This is how I like to put it to other people, and this is how I understand it. Okay? See, we had to pray to Him, okay? Like we pray to God. But then now you can have like...
I guess so. I don't understand why.
Okay,
what does that mean?
Alright, so Muslims, we pray to Allah, okay?
Yeah.
But then we could all just be sitting in the corner praying to Allah, right? But then for unity purposes, He put it there, right? He put the house, He made one of His prophets build that house over there, right? So we could all be united, Prophet Abraham. So we could all be united in facing one direction, praying. So we pray to that direction, and it also increases unity because you're all like praying together and stuff. That's why it's there. That's why it's there. That's all there is to it. I know a lot of people say.
I'm sorry, that doesn't quite make sense to me.
What part?
I think like the unity part. What is that? What exactly does that do?
Because then everyone would not be facing different directions, praying.
And what would be bad about that?
That's Him. That's the law He made. This is not something
He wants us all to pray together.
He wants us to face a certain direction. We all face that certain direction to pray. That's it.
And how is that a law?
This is a law He gave to us. This is something we follow.
He gave to you?
Of course.
No,
okay.
He said this. How is that Allah?
How?
Not Allah.
Oh.
Allah.
Oh, Allah. How is that Allah? Okay. Allah is not anywhere in the world. Allah is above the 7 heavens.
Okay.
But this is one of His rules and regulations to unite the Muslim
Like
ummah,
gravity?
the Muslim nation, to face one direction when they're praying.
Do you mean a law like gravity, that like I could take something and like just kind of drop it and it seems to fall? And like no matter how you take something, like this is made of glass, so I don't... Oh, it's plastic. Yeah, plastic. I can...
Glass plastic. Plastic? Yeah. I know it's usually glass.
and it'll always fall. I mean, like, could you conceive of me taking this and letting go, and it's going to go up? Okay.
So let me ask you this: do you believe there's a God?
I don't know.
Okay, what's your concept? What do you think about how we come to this existence? What's your thinking?
About what?
Or how did the universe come into existence? What do you think?
I don't know all of that.
Okay. So do you know what Muslims say about that?
What do Muslims say?
Okay, Muslims say that God is the creator of heavens and earth. We don't deny the Big Bang. We don't deny Big Bang. All we say is we don't know how. Maybe it was Big Bang. We don't know. But God created it. Maybe there was a... Because God says in the Quran, there's a verse that says everything was smoke before, and from a smoke He created it, which is.
But it wasn't smoke. It was like a singularity, something very, very, very small that is so different than what we understand that's beyond like all rules of math and
that's what
science.
So the thing is, you cannot say that because it doesn't even make sense. Because if you say it doesn't apply, because see, the whole universe is very mathematical. It's so mathematical, the distance and the
that's one view.
Exactly.
It might be.
Which one? No, the current state is super mathematical. The current state, the distance.
We use mathematics pretty well to understand this universe.
Exactly.
It's doing a good job.
Exactly. So my point is, something that's so intelligently designed has to have a creator. That's what makes sense to me, right? Because, like, for example, I'm a software engineer, right? If I like recently we had a discussion. I work for a software company here in Bloomberg, in the city, right? So we had like a discussion and we found like a very awesome design, some other team. So let's find out which team did it. So when we see an awesome design, we go and find out, okay, which is the team did it. Let's learn from that, right? So every design we see in this world, anything like awesome car, who's the designer? Everything we think of it. But when it comes to universe,
how can you figure out the designer?
Of course, if you see a Tesla car, what would you say? Would you say it just came out of, there's some chance out of millions of years Tesla was made? You will not say that.
Well, if it didn't have like Tesla written on it, if you take like the recognizable stuff off, how would you know who built it?
Okay, let me ask you this.
Like if instead of like to go to a store, I go to like the black market and they give me a Lexus, but I don't know if it really is a Lexus.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Someone took the Lexus and put it on.
Let me ask you this very simple question, right? If you see a car which has no light tag on it, would you say it came by chance or someone made it? What would you say of the car?
I'd say we'd have to investigate, figure out exactly what kind of car that is.
Are you seriously not kidding me and you're telling me you see a car, you're saying it might be chance, it came out of chance?
I wouldn't know.
So you show me one car which is made out of chance.
I couldn't. I don't know of any cars that
exactly because there's nothing
randomly.
Like that. So, exactly. So if you see anything in the planet, that's everything in the planet, the car, the stick in his hand, everything is made by someone. And if something is awesome design, if building is awesome, that looks really cool to me, I'll find who's architect for that. If this building is awesome, who's architect for that? When it comes to universe, who's architect for that? The simple question.
Well, I think it's a pretty awesome design considering that we're alive, but that doesn't answer the question of who.
Exactly. I agree.
Who designed
that's why Quran answers that to you.
Something like
the Quran answers that to you. If you read the Quran says that.
I have read the Quran.
Okay, so read the Quran. Quran says it's Allah who did it.
Okay.
Allah doesn't mean special God. Allah just means God in Arabic language, right?
Okay.
So you can say Allah, God, Bhagwan, Dios, any language out there you can say. But what matters is
there's
Islam
9 billion names, yes.
Yeah, any name you can. But the concept is more important in Islam. Concept is he's all alone. He has no son, no daughter, no partners. He is not a human. He is different than us. He's not like us, right? And nobody can has.
How different is he?
Yeah, the Quran. All the Quran says is he's different. And inshallah, one day when you die, I die, we'll always see him. Right? So that's why the Quran talks about the unseen, about the knowledge of the unseen.
So you worship death?
We worship the creator of the death, which is Allah. He created death.
And what happens after death?
Okay, when we die, each one of us, like all humans and jinns and the animals, we all will go mix.
I'm recording myself. It's just me on the camera.
Yeah, okay, no
if
problem.
you guys don't want to be on camera, then that's fine. I'm just getting myself.
Make sure the $10 doesn't fall off. I'll keep it in my pocket with this. So I'm joking.
Wow, I'd have to cut your hand off if you do.
Why? Why? Which rule do you follow?
I mean,
You said you don't believe in God, right?
I didn't say that.
Okay, you believe in God then?
I didn't say that either.
Okay, why would you cut my hand off?
I mean, that's according to your rule book, isn't it?
No, but you don't follow the rule book. How can you implement my rule book?
I didn't say that either.
Okay, then how can you chop a hand off when you don't believe in it?
I didn't say that.
So you believe in the Quran then?
I was asking you questions.
No,
I think you made some assumptions.
No, you told me you'll chop my hand off, so you made an assumption that you accept my rule book then.
That was also done in jest.
Okay, so I'm also saying in jest.
But maybe I do accept it.
Okay, good. If you accept it,
maybe I don't.
Okay, if you accept it, it's good. Let me finish
what difference does that make though? What is the significance of me accepting this book rather than not accepting that book and accepting any other book?
Perfect. I'll tell you this. As Muslims, we believe that the Quran, the many scriptures got revealed even before the Quran. We believe that. Quran is not the first book, right? There were books that came before the Quran.
There's lots of books. Some of them are not part of that canon. There's there's many books. There are millions of books out there.
But we believe that. Not only believe that, scientifically you can say every book out there has been modified, tampered with. Edition 1, edition 2, edition 10. There's so many editions. There are so many modifications of every book on the planet except the Quran. Quran from day one till now never been modified. Same original book. Why? Because they have the original Quran in Arabic, and people have memorized it. Millions of kids memorized it. It's been preserved with no modification whatsoever from the day it was revealed to Muhammad till this day. That's why it's unique and stands out, which is no other book. And now this preserved book
makes it unique. I don't know how that makes it. I guess the word I'm looking for is more accurate.
Yeah, okay, but one thing, do you accept, if I tell you that, did you know that it's never been modified? Did you know that? Or you knew that already?
That's a claim. I'd have to research.
Okay, you can research it. You can research
figure out if that is true or not. I don't know if that's true.
Even people did carbon dating like 2 years ago in Oxford University. They found the original scripture.
I mean, it's also a relatively new book. I mean, those books are much older than the Quran.
No,
there's many books much older than the Quran.
Because the thing is, I'll tell you, every book, like for example, if we take the Vedas, right? Vedas.
Yes.
The current day, the original scripture is not there. The books we have presently are rewritten. Where is the original one? We don't know. And what was the original one? Was it same or different? We don't know. That's unlike the Quran.
Well,
we have the original one
you have the original one?
Exactly. So I'm telling you. If you go to Turkey, it's been preserved, and every year they bring it here. Like they travel across the globe
like
in Washington
it's
DC
a relatively
in February.
New article.
But no, it's not new. The reason is the oldest book which has not been modified and preserved is the Quran. There's no other book. Which is because you can
and
say,
like even if true,
that's
impressive, but that still doesn't answer my question.
Okay, one thing is a miracle because no book that's not been modified in the human history for 1400 years. No book like that. That's one. It's a miracle in itself.
That we're here now is also a miracle.
Which one?
Us being here
now. No, I'm asking you.
Right here.
The book being here.
Here.
That been modified itself is a miracle. That's one thing. And second thing, Quran is the only book that claims to be from God. Like if you read the Bible doesn't listen to the book from God. People say it, Bible doesn't claim to be. Right? Quran says it's from God.
It was definitely well written. If that's another thing.
Like the second thing, so it says it's from God.
It was
and third
definitely
thing,
well written.
But we don't really say that.
Fascinating in and of itself.
That's good. And one more thing, Quran says if it's not from God, you find discrepancy in it. And it says it's like a test. It tells you a test to do. It says verify this book. No book says.
What kind of test does it offer?
Exactly. It says it offers 3 tests. Right. First test it says if you think it's not from God. First test it says is you find because Quran was revealed in parts over a period of time to Muhammad and collected and written down. Right. And it says find one discrepancy in the Quran. Anything else discrepancy, like saying one, for example, because like the New Testament, there's one thing you'll see in one part, the book of John, you'll see Matthew with different thing, right? Because there are 2 different writers writing it, so we can understand, okay, he wrote a different view, this guy wrote a different view. But Quran, you will not find that in the entire Quran. So that's the first challenge. It says, okay, find discrepancies in it. One, right? Second thing it says, if you second challenge it says anybody who speaks Arabic language, make a Quran like this and bring it to me. Bring anyone and let your own people accept it as a book, right? And people have tried it. Even Arabs who are Arabs.
That sounds more like a challenge than a challenge.
It's a challenge. It says, okay, if it's not from God, make one like this. And people have tried and they've not done it, right? You can try it yourself if you want. Nobody has been able to make a book like the Quran and say, okay, this is from God. Nobody has done that. The second test.
Unique. There's lots of unique books.
But the unique book is different. There's a challenge. First, it claims to be from God. No book seems to be from God. And then it gives a test to verify that claim, right? And third thing, I would
challenge then test.
I wouldn't
call those tests so much.
First one was a test. I told you. Find a discrepancy in the Quran.
Yeah. And there's reasoning why that would be, so to speak, complicated or retractory challenge.
Why?
Because the amount of reasoning you can come up with why something is not a discrepancy is pretty. You can philosophize. You could write huge books, explaining a way just about any.
You read the Quran, right?
Yes.
Did you see any discrepancy?
You read the whole book?
Most of it.
Okay, did you see any discrepancy?
It's a long book.
Yeah, did you see any discrepancy in it?
Yeah, I mean, we spent 4 years in college studying like how many textbooks, but we can't figure out if there is a God to read one book, you know.
And there are millions of kids across the globe, millions of people who memorize the whole Quran.
It is something that's on my to-do list, though, to finish.
You should, because the only way you can answer those questions, the same question you're asking
I'm still waiting for the third test, though, because like the first 2 were not so much tests as much as challenges.
You could ask that same question to the Quran, and the Quran will answer you. Okay? The Quran answers any psychological question that you could ask
I've also seen that claim made about multiple different books.
Hey, how are you, brother?
Hey, Solomon.
What's
Congratulations on being a daddy now.
Shut up.
Yeah, no more bachelorness. Fucking going home to a wife and kid. Congrats, bro. We gotta smoke some weed together, okay?
Yeah,
Definitely.
that is also a claim that is very
Before you
hard
came
to.
here, before a few years before, you had all color on your body. Was it you?
What?
You've been here for long. I've seen you before also.
What
I think
color?
one time you had like a paint on you.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
there's
did
at least
that.
once.
Yeah, you did that. I
I've been
remember
out here
you.
for a while.
I've talked to you many times before also. You were distributing a card once about some science and some thing. Yes, exactly. You distributed like long time ago also. Yes, so that's good. And you actually from Iran, right?
Israel.
Israel. Yeah. And you from a religious family, you said once. He told me.
Yes.
Right?
Very Jewish.
Jewish. Yeah, exactly. So, if you read your Jewish scriptures,
I have, yes.
Okay, you've done
those
that,
I've read a little bit more thoroughly.
yeah, exactly. That's good. So then you should know your Jewish scriptures say the same thing what the Quran says. There's one
They
creator.
say lots of similar things,
Yeah,
yes.
because there's one creator, and then
we don't believe in a different God from Moses.
yeah,
We
there's
don't.
no book. It's a God of
We believe in
Israel.
the same God.
This God is God. There's no God of Israel. God of humanity, a God of heaven.
But
and
he
earth.
has many books.
Which one?
He's got many books.
Book. Moses got a book. Jesus was given a book.
Lots of people
Many
have
people.
books.
David got a book. We believe that. You know that. Also,
My God doesn't have a book.
there's no my God, your God. There's one God.
Mine doesn't have any books.
It's our
There's no
God.
my God. One God. There's no multiple gods.
He doesn't have any books.
And that's what you think. There's multiple. There's no. How many gods do you think there are?
I mean, as many gods as need to be.
Yes, need to be. Okay, how many drivers drive a car? Can two people drive the same car?
You could try. It would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Exactly. So in Greek mythology,
I mean-
whenever they have polytheism, all they show in the Greek books and all is fighting between the gods.
Yes.
And that's exactly what the Quran says. If there was more than one, they would be fighting and havoc on the
Everybody
earth.
would blame
Yes.
themselves.
One would say somebody learns from the west. The other would say no, it come from the east today because I'm in power. I pick you off, right? And one day it'll rain. And suddenly the rain will stop and the sun will come and the snow will come. All kinds of chaos will be there. Right? Its gravity will go the reverse direction, and suddenly everything will crash. Why? Because it doesn't work that way. There's only one creator. That's why there's a uniformity. That's why it has to be one God, one creator.
Consistency, I'd say, rather
No
than
country can have two
uniformity. I
presidents.
feel consistency is
Yeah. No country can have two presidents.
like it's fascinating about how consistent reality
Yeah,
is.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Which,
So you thought
like,
about
that's an
law?
argument about the existence of God, that I don't
And
see how
oneness of God.
this God that you speak of as above, so below, has a book.
Yeah, he reveals books. Yeah, of course he reveals.
Why would he leave a book?
Not leave, he reveals a book.
Why?
Because people should know. Because see, we are humans living in this planet, and we have very limited resources and all. So God has to send someone. That's why He sent prophets to us.
Why
and
would
then
he- why would
sent
he
books
have
to
to?
us? Because He loves us and He wants us to be guided. So though it's theoretically as Muslim we believe somebody is in Amazon jungle, never saw anything, who sees the trees and all this. Okay, there has to
And
be
he'd
someone
do it
creator.
with a book?
Yeah, if he realizes there has to be one creator, he's considered a Muslim.
Just
He's
one?
considered Muslim. As long as he gets to by seeing around him, there has to be some one creator who created all of this. Because oneness is there. When you see, like I said, logically, you can easily deduce oneness. So if he believes there's one creator, he's a Muslim. Even if he doesn't know Muhammad and Moses because he grew up in the jungle, right? But if he goes to civilization and he meets other people, then he needs to do research and find out there's a bug that God came to me. You live in a civilization.
But just one,
That's why you have to.
just one person.
What?
How many people has this God of yours revealed himself to? Just one?
Muhammad, Moses, Jesus, David, Noah. There are many other scriptures, many other prophets.
Is there a
who
limit
came.
to how many he can reveal himself to?
But he can. Well, you see, he did what he did. He is free. Like you are free to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But you are still restricted because he will not die unless he wants it to. And when he wants it to, you'll die anyway. I'll die anyway. We are restricted freedom. He is free, actually free. God gives freedom to us. So because of that, he chooses what he chooses. So he chose to Adam
And
the
he
first
chose
prophet.
to write one book.
No, I didn't say that. I told Adam is the first prophet of God and the first human. And from children of us, we are children of Adam and Eve.
And he
right?
wouldn't choose to say
Muhammad-
for the sake of argument, he couldn't or wouldn't choose to create the Big Bang and evolution and like billions and billions of years.
No, we didn't say we don't deny billions of years. Bible denies it. We don't deny it. We don't say that. We don't say that. We say we don't know how old is the earth because Quran doesn't talk about it. Muhammad didn't talk about it. All we know is Adam alayhi salam is the first human, right? And how many years between Adam and Muhammad?
He was very careful about what he talked about there, which is in
Adam,
itself like part of the cleverness
from Adam
of the
till
Quran.
Muhammad, there are many people.
It is a clever book.
How many years elapsed, we don't know, right? So I would say read the Quran again and go open your heart and ask God to guide you, because only Allah can guide you, right? I cannot guide you, you cannot guide me.
We cannot guide each other. Only guidance comes from we just
Well,
so
absolutely we can guide each other. What else can we? If you are going in a direction and you're not sure if that's the right direction or not, do you say this is the right direction, or do you depend on other people and other things around you? Like not just people. Like if people are saying no, this is not the way to go, and you're like, no, this totally looks like a fine place. Like, I don't know why you guys are saying that this forest is like haunted. I'm going in this forest and it's fine. And
we're talking about guidance in terms of salvation.
What's that?
The paradise and hellfire. That's the guidance.
See, and that's why I say that is a death cult. That is worshipping death. What happens after death?
I told you, after death, we all go to the grave and we'll be resurrected. On the day of judgment, we'll be resurrected and we'll be collected in front of God.
Because it says so in that book.
Yes, of course.
Because that's not something that I've seen. That's not something that anyone that
of course,
has...
we haven't seen that. Because Quran talks about the unseen. Of course, talks about jinn being there. We talks about angels being here and here. You have two angels recording everything you say and everything I say. We believe that, right? Because why? Quran says that, Hadith says that. Anything in Allah and Muhammad say, we believe in it.
So you believe it because it's in a book?
Of course, we believe it's from God. Because we believe Quran is from God, every word of it. You can deny, that's your choice. And there will be one day when I and me, we both meet God, we will know the truth. You can accept it, you can choose to deny it. Your choice. That's why it's free. And
I mean, I accept what I see and hear. I like just because a couple of people would. You guys seem like these guys seem like nice people. Like seriously, you got a great smile. But just because two people tell me, oh, this book, like listen, these two people tell me read this book, and this book is like all of the everything.
No, because it's a book that.
And I say, you know, that I don't really like. I don't buy that. That's
you
not.
Have to, it's not for everyone. He doesn't guide everyone.
No, just some people.
No, those who wants to use their intellect, those who wants to use their heart, those who wants to appreciate everything around them. They appreciate their life.
Absolutely. That's why I hand these out and tell people to follow their heart, their mind, and their body.
Yeah, but
because my God doesn't have a book. My God speaks to you directly and tells you what does it your heart say.
Yeah, I almost bet it.